Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you clicked on this video. Welcome if you're new and welcome back if you are not new, I guess. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to talk about why it's normal to be lonely. You're supposed to be lonely. So this has to do with being called by God. This has to do with you made a decision to choose God, or maybe you feel like God is calling you. So you might feel lonely when you're called by God and you know you're called by God, but you're still in the world. You feel lonely because you're like, I don't feel like I belong here. But you also feel lonely when you're with God, because when you're with God, it's like the world completely leaves you alone. And then you start to get persecuted, and maybe people make fun of you because you love God, or people are being rude or hateful or whatever the case may be. So I just want to tell you that, first of all, you are not alone, and also that there's verses in the Bible that talk about this. I just want to tell you a verse about being persecuted. So it says in Matthew chapter 5 verse 10, it says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Another verse that I feel like is pretty comforting is James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." So I can't promise you guys that you will never be persecuted. I can't promise you that the persecution will stop. I can't promise you that people won't stop hating on you. I can't promise you that the trials and the tribulations will end. But what I can promise you is that if you allow God to transform you, you won't even be worried about what anybody else is saying, and He's going to have so much blessing in your life, so many amazing things in your life, and amazing loving people that He places in your life, that you won't even be fazed. You won't even notice if someone is, talking bad or whatever. You're going to be so focused on God and what you're doing for the kingdom, and focus on the people's lives being changed because of what you're doing. You're going to be so filled with joy and peace, and you're going to be such a warrior for the living God that it really doesn't matter. I promise you. So I came up with this little thing. Okay. So for those of us who might feel like a loner, you might feel like you're the only one in your family, the only one in your workplace, or even the only person in your whole town that follows God, that loves God, that talks about God. But let me give you this special nugget. I don't know what else to call it, so I called it a special nugget. You don't put 100 lights in one room. You only need one bright one. And because you are a child of God, I can only imagine how bright He made you to be. I wrote it down, that's why I'm looking down. But yeah, guys, you guys might feel like you're the only one. I feel sometimes like I'm the only one. But God will always bring the appropriate people into your life at the right time. But He has to finish doing the work in you first. And yes, maybe you are the only one in your family, you're the only one in your town or your workplace. That's because He wants to use you. A lot of us are saying, God, use me, God, use me. Well, for that to happen, you might end up being the only one in that room. You might be the one that stands out, because that's how it's supposed to be. Let me give you guys another verse. It's also in Matthew chapter 5, and it's going to be verses 14 through 15. "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house." Isn't that so special? So yeah, it kind of, goes with what I was saying earlier. It wasn't completely my imagination because I've read that verse before. But I just want you guys to keep your head held high. Get in the Word of God, because if you know the Word of God, then you know the truth, and you're more able to have faith in Him. God has given you authority to trample snakes and scorpions and overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. The same resurrection power that rose Jesus Christ from the dead lives within you. You have that power. You have that power to talk to dead situations in your life. Why are you hiding it? Do you know how many people need that knowledge or need that help? And how many people need to know the truth about Jesus, their entire lives could be saved. They could have such an amazing life here on earth, and also for eternity, they could be saved because of you. Another verse I really like is Psalm 91, verses 11 through 12. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. So hopefully that encourages you. I know it's not like specific to what we're talking about, but all the word of God is specific. Come on now. You have angels around you. You are so special. You are protected. God is going to take care of you. Don't let any of these people or whatever is going around frighten you, because if you have a purpose, He's going to keep you safe. If you're still living, you have a purpose, okay? So in this part, I'm just going to read what I wrote because I think it's put together really well. So I've had my fair share of lonely moments, right? But I know God is always with me, and in season, I will be surrounded with even more amazing people. But He had to do special work on me and on you first. What an honor. When we ask God to use us, prepare for difficult times, but also prepare to come out of that fire even more refined, just like gold. I wrote that down. I was like, that is so nice. That is so cute. You guys are not alone in this. If you're waiting for, godly friends in your life, if you're waiting for a certain thing to happen and you're like, God, I feel like I'm the only one I'm the only one following you. I'm the only one that's obedient to you. You're not alone. And it's always worth obeying God, because if you don't, whether it's, fun in the moment or nice in the moment, it's going to end up hindering you from what God really called you for. It's going to end up slowing down the actual blessing that He has in your life. I promise you, He has amazing people out there for you. You just have to be patient. You're not the only one. You are just a light. You are just called. You are just chosen. Okay, and He is going to make you refined, mature, and complete. And you're going to be so happy that you let Him do that work on you. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope that it helped you in some way, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.